Hey guys, welcome to a new video. A little bit different today. I'm not playing myself, but I have a Delta Force gameplay, new gameplay today. And I got this from the developers, since the current playtest that is running for Delta Force, well, let's say there is no NDA, so we can technically talk about it. I will also give you a little bit of insight on the game today, because I have already played it. But the devs asked us to not share any gameplay of this technical test, because it is what it is, it's a technical test. It is a stress test for the servers and whatnot. I respect this, I won't show you any gameplay, but they gave us some gameplay that we can share. So this is the mode, it's called Ascension, which means you ascend basically from A up to D. You progress through different sectors, basically like Breakthrough in Battlefield. You will see there are a lot of similarities between Battlefield, specifically 2042, and Delta Force. I personally think that playing it feels a bit like a mix between 2042 and Battlefield 4, which I think is a pretty good balance so far. There's a few of the boats available at the beginning, and then the more you progress, you only have, I think, one tank as an attacker and one helicopter. So the chances of getting into a vehicle are really low, but it also gives it a really good balance, in my opinion, between vehicles and infantry. So what we can see here is the guy is apparently playing the medic operator, and he has these little swarm of drones that is lying like a wall of smoke, which is really helpful if you want to like cross a road or anything and just break some lines of sight. That's my favorite operator so far, because I love to play as a medic, simply because of that. And I usually run him with smoke grenades, which is what the guy playing here is doing as well. Because I feel like smoke grenades are actually pretty helpful when you just want to quickly revive someone. You can revive everyone as that medic operator. If you play another operator, you can only revive the people within your squad. There is a 4-man squad, and you can only revive the other 3 if you're playing as one of the other operators. But if you're playing as the medic operator, I can't remember his name, I'm so sorry. If you're playing as that medic operator, you also have this healing pistol. Yeah, you can revive everyone and you can heal everyone. And this healing pistol, I know, striking similarities to 2042. You can heal yourself. You just hold that button and you can heal yourself. And when you get the pistol out and point it at others, you can heal them, and that is made really well. It has a very good like magnetic mechanic. You have this like different UI that changes, and then you have this kind of lock-on mechanic, and then you just get out these heals and it's a lot faster. So this is made really well. So when you are a Battlefield player and you've especially played Battlefield 4 and everything up from Battlefield 4 to 2042, you should get the hang of that game really fast. The operators are a little bit different, and I know that the operators are a point that some people don't like, but you can't really compare them to the specialists in 2042. Of course, they have their special abilities, but they still feel more like classes, which is something that I think is actually a good compromise. The weapons sound really good. This is the AKS-74U. Sounds pretty heavy. What I'm a bit on the fence with is actually the visual recall. There's a lot of visual recall. A little bit too much for my liking. Feels a lot like Call of Duty. It's okay though, you get used to it. So I haven't been at a heli myself. Looks a bit strange, to be honest. Like from the flying animation. I wasn't lucky enough to get into one myself. Like I said, there is just one available for the attacking team. There are also, you can see there in the back, there are stationary anti-air guns that he's apparently shot from right now. And I feel like vehicles are down really fast. I was in a tank once, and I got through, I think, 2 sectors. And I did some good damage and managed to get my team into the objective, which is what tanks are made for. but it was down surprisingly fast. It's like, I think 4 hits in some with a rocket launcher that you can equip as the engineer operator, and then you have a tank down. So it feels like the balance is really good, and vehicles are not as annoying and do not feel like, okay, you do not have a chance at all, and they're just overwhelming you. As usual, you can of course spawn at your HQ and spawn at your squad mates. There are also insertion beacons that you can place as the recon operator. But there's also, which is I think is really, really cool. I'm not sure they're gonna show it in this gameplay, because I'm basically reacting live to this right now. You have a reinforcement system. So you can open like a wheel where you can choose for yourself. It's your personal reinforcement system. You select, you collect reinforcement points while you play for yourself, not for your squad, for yourself. And then you can call in vehicles with this reinforcement system. So you kind of need to earn vehicles. And you can call in artillery strikes, you can call in smoke barrage, and I can't remember what was the other one. But there are different things that you can call in. That's really, really helpful. And I think it's a pretty cool solution, and kind of merged between, like, if you take the comparison between Battlefield 2042 and Battlefield 5. There's the healing pistol again. So it feels like, that's exactly what I'm doing as well. Just breaking the line of sight with these drones and then reviving. The revive animation looks a bit funny, in my opinion. Just, you know, making these pistol spins, like, I don't know if it's necessary. It's just not as serious, but it's alright. It's fast, but that's just the speed of the medic revive. The squad revive is, of course, not as fast. And all of your abilities, which is, I think, pretty cool, have a cooldown, and you always start with this ability being at 0%. So this is the assault specialist, operator now, and he has an exoskeleton, and he is the only operator that can actually slide. The other operators cannot slide. He's the only one. And he can also, when he's activating his ability, he can move quicker, he can run faster. So he's like, you know, the guy running into. He's an assault. So he can do what he has to do, gets in quick, moves a lot faster, be agile. And what he's doing here is he's pinging for a medic. So that's what you can do as well. Ping for a medic, like, hey dude, you're sitting in that corner, come on, give me the revive. So apparently he's reacting to that. But in general, I felt like there's still the same, in this game there's the same problem that it is in Battlefield. You have medics really sitting on you and not reviving, and then you have others that come running from the spawn just to get you up again. So apparently the same kinds of players all across those games. And you have a scoreboard, of course, coming in at day 1. Sorry, I had to do that. There are also so-called medals. There are like ribbons, or can be compared to the ribbons in Battlefield, that you earn on the side for doing revives, for doing heals, for dealing damage to enemies, to vehicles, for spotting, and of course also for capturing. I think there's 4 medals. And I think what's also important to say is that, and that's what I meant, that these operators feel a bit more like classes, like classical classes. So here's, it's 25 seconds. So here's how fast you move when the exoskeleton is activated. So I think what's important is that the weapons are somewhat limited between these operators. So it's not like it is in Battlefield 2042 that every operator can use every weapon. There are limited gadgets, there are limited or somewhat limited weapons. There are some intersections, basically like it was in Battlefield 4. I think maybe that's why it feels a bit like Battlefield 4. Also, there's not so much destruction. There is a little bit here and there, and sometimes just a wall gets destroyed, or one of the sandbag walls or anything. But there's not too much destruction. This is very, very limited. So time to kill is, I think, an interesting topic as well. I personally feel like it is a bit like Modern Warfare 2, maybe. It feels longer. There's one in the AA on. Just living his best life there. Maybe not for long anymore. So yeah, I feel like the time to kill is definitely longer than it is in 2042. But it feels good. It gives the game a good balance, so you can get away when you get shot. You recognize that you get shot. I had not any issues with hit rate so far, even though it's a technical playtest. Hit rate was always really, really surprisingly good, actually. Okay, and this is the second map that will also be available in the alpha next week. And it's a bit more of an urban map. Plays really, really well if you know how to play it. Might take a little bit of time getting used to, though. Sniping feels very interesting, to be honest, in the game. It takes me quite some time to get used to it. The sniper, basically all of the snipers feel like the CAT AMR in Modern Warfare 3. So this is the beacon for your squad that you can place as a recon, the insertion beacon. Snipers feel really, really heavy, and you always have this trail of the bullet that you can follow and where you can see a lot better. Okay, I need to aim higher, or I need to aim left, right, lower. But I feel like the trajectory, I don't know if it changes with attachments, but the trajectory feels kind of strange sometimes. Like the bullet has a life of its own. And my other gripe is with sniping is that, perfect example, I feel like headshots are just a bit funny sometimes. So they work, but I feel like headshots are really only everything that is here, right here and above. If you hit the face of someone, it's not a headshot, it's just a hit marker. While I feel like this should actually be a headshot. Especially since it's just one-shot headshot and not one-shot body shot or anything. So that's the spotting arrow, which is a really, really cool gadget. It's an ability of that operator. I mean, it's nothing we haven't seen yet, so it's not reinventing the wheel. But it takes a lot of inspiration from Battlefield. Of course, I also read comments, people saying, yeah, Battlefield and Delta Force is actually the older franchise, so Battlefield has taken from Delta Force. But Delta Force was gone for a long time now. And so that's why I'm always saying, you know, taking this comparison that they took inspiration from Battlefield. But they took good inspiration. There's nothing wrong about it. And they basically took a lot of what the players loved and what was good and implemented it to their game. That's good. And it will be free to play. The question is, of course, with a free-to-play game, like how much will it really cost, you know, in microtransactions and whatnot. But I think that's a different topic that we should talk about once we know what kind of microtransactions will be there and what they will cost. We don't know anything about that yet, so yeah, animations apparently can look a bit weird still. It is an alpha though. I expect them to change for the full release. Maybe a possible beta, I mean it will only be an alpha test. And this is alpha gameplay still. And performance-wise, the game runs pretty good. I hadn't had any crashes so far. I played like, I think 8 or 9 hours in 2 days, so It is a lot for me. I haven't played that much Battlefield lately, so that means a lot already. And I hadn't had any crashes. I don't think I had any really game-breaking bugs. If I had any bugs, it was just like really minor issues, something glitching or maybe a button not reacting right away, and I had to click on it like 3 times and then it worked. It was just minor stuff. It was nothing game-breaking, like a gadget not working or even a weapon being overpowered. I feel like the weapon balance, or maybe I haven't found it yet, but I feel like the weapon balance is actually pretty good. Of course, there are a few weapons where you feel like, hey, these fit a certain playstyle a lot better than others, but that's pretty normal. Alright guys, and that was it for today. I hope this gave you a little bit of an impression, even though it's not my gameplay, but I do respect that the devs want us to record and show any gameplay of this technical test. I respect that, and I will be starting to stream and do content from my own gameplay starting on Thursday when the alpha starts. Alpha is only for PC. If you want to apply for it, go to the Steam page, and there you have the request access to playtest button, and there you can request access and hopefully get picked for it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to drop a like, comment below, subscribe to the channel for more, and I see you in the next one. I'm the Catwoman, and you are awesome. Bye bye.